Hey Clashes, many other content creators have uploaded videos where they talked about the current state of the game and they're not too happy with it right now. Which means Tunnel 18, the legend modifiers, the current bases, and as well the meta variety, which means we don't really have any variety right now whatsoever. And after those videos, my YouTube comment section, as well as my Discord direct messages were completely flooded by questions like, iTzu, what is your opinion on this? What do you think about that? Why are you not making a video about it? So Supercell is changing something. Do you have enough reach? So Supercell is going to listen to you, and so on. So I thought, hey, I would do exactly that requested video. But before we're diving into my opinion, I want to explain something regarding I have enough influence to change the opinion of Supercell. First off, as a content creator, you can join the Supercell content creator program. If you're upranking in there, you can eventually finish on the super creator status, which gives you the creator code, which gives you then access to the developer bit, which means you can upload sneak peeks, things about updates in general. That's pretty much how this entire thing works. But another really big tool or access we have then is direct communication towards Supercell, which means all those super creators out there, if they have feedback for Supercell, they're not going to go on YouTube and say, oh, let's share feedback with Supercell, let's make a YouTube video. That's not how it works. Instead, we have our direct communication where we can share feedback, and then it's up to Supercell if they think, hey, that's a good idea, or if they think, nope, we're moving on with something different. So this is how this entire thing works, which means why are super creators then even doing such opinion videos? Well, there's two main reasons for it. First off is we want to share our opinion about something, and we want to hear back from you guys how you feel about it. Because let's be honest, as a content creators, we are playing the game completely different than everyone out there, which means we're mostly jamming things for content, we're making the money then back, and so overall, it's a completely different playstyle, which means sometimes our ideas, our concepts are completely not relevant or are really terrible maybe sometimes for the normal players. So we just want to check how people are feeling about our overall idea out there. That's pretty much the first reason. The second reason is then, hey, uploading a video where I can do a catchy video, catchy thumbnail, catchy title, whatever, is obviously generating more views and more money than just another strategy video. So those are the main reasons why super creators will share opinion videos. It is not for Supercell like, oh, by the way, Supercell should change this, and because I have this reach, it will happen or it won't happen. So please do not believe into this, I don't know, misinformation or something which some people are spreading, because what we are sharing here, most likely Supercell has heard it already many weeks and days before we are doing the video. But now, with that being said, let's dive into those negative points and let's go through them one by one. Another reason though, why I waited for it, is because I want to wait for some numbers. And with this being said, and as well, I just had no time because we had the medal events and such like announcement videos. So those are the reasons why I have not uploaded a video just yet about this topic. And we have now numbers because a friend of mine actually went through the top 200 global after like the season reset. And we now have some numbers of what strategies were played, because when we're talking about variety, about strategy variety, I would like to just take a look at some numbers, because everyone has their own opinion, but numbers, they're just there, they're facts. So with this being said, the number one strategy, and that's, I think, a really big surprise. Okay, it's not a surprise. The number one is Fireball Meteor Golems. And that's a surprise, though, with only 104 accounts, which means 52%. I would have expected it's way more, but obviously top 200 is a little bit scuffed towards the numbers. I will explain in a second why. But let's continue the list. The number 2 strategy is Hydra Totems, which is 50 accounts, so 25%. Then the next one is the Warding Queen Charge Recall with the Meteor Golems. It's 13 accounts, so 6.5%. Then next we have Electro Dragons with Totems, 7 accounts. Then we have Super Dragons with Totems, 6 accounts. After this, we have like only a few different strategies with like only a couple of numbers, so nothing really major. A really important stat though, which is why I think Fireball Meteor Golems will be used even more on like the big scale, is in those top 200, we have only 138 players. Why is that the case? Well, if you're looking at Star Wars or other players, or like myself, we're playing I play 3 accounts. Star Wars plays 6 accounts. So we are obviously then kind of like impacting those numbers quite a bit. So for example, half of those Hydra Totem Attack players were 3 players. They're like 25 accounts or something. So it is, yeah, this is why I think Fireball Meteor Golems is not as high as I would have expected, or as many of you might see in the defense log, just so you're aware of it. But now, let's talk about the main big thing everyone was asking for. What do I think about it and how would I change this? First off, I think it's terrible. I mean, let's just get it out of the way. I do not think that this is good for the game. I don't think it is healthy for the game. I don't think it's like whatsoever good. But the problem here is how Supercell has released the troops for Town Hall 18, and that they have listened to the feedback of the community, but in the wrong way, in my opinion. So what they heard from the community is nonstop, we hate the current meta, we want to have more variety, we want to have a different meta, we want to have like just overall a lot of negative feedback. What they did out of this is they just did not give any meta strategy from Town Hall 17 a new level to say, hey, you want a new meta? Here it is. The issue now, though, is that they released and buffed the Meteor Golem so strong with the Totem Spear as well that those things are overshadowing everything else. Now, the easy thing is quite obvious, right? Just nerf them. Or just buff the rest. Well, the issue here again is what happens if you can buff a Super Yeti, a Dragon, or an Electro Titan or Root Rider to the same power level of a Meteor Golem? The problem here is the following. As soon as those troops then have their Town Hall 18 level, they will be way stronger than the Meteor Golem. Or they just nerf it again, so the new level is pretty much only there where people have to spend money to get the nerf kind of reverted to some degree, if you know what I mean. So either way, it would be really strange. So long story short, what I think, the current release system of troops and spells, for example, is just completely outdated. Why did it only like pop up so much now during Town Hall 18? Exactly as I said. Supercell tried to force a new meta and did not give any Town Hall 17 meta troops a new level except the healers. And this has completely backfired. No one likes it right now, or I would say not many people like it right now, and it's just quite horrible. So how would I fix this? Because as I just said, you cannot buff or nerf anything because it would pretty much result in the same scenario as other things than getting new levels over Town Hall 18. And as well, the balance changes which we're going to have in just a few days, most likely, with like the Super Witch buff, with the, the change to the totem and such, I don't think that those changes will pretty much have any impact. It's overall becoming a little bit harder, but the balance changes won't really have a lot of impact whatsoever. And this means as well, the biggest change, most likely, the most noticeable change is going to be the torch. Is it then like a top equipment or something? I'm not sure. I don't think, especially right after the balance changes, because the torch works well with the Titan or with the Super Yeti, which, as I said, have no Town Hall 18 level just yet. So the torch will seem mediocre, and then it will seem quite solid as soon as those things have a new level. So, what should be changed? First off, Supercell needs to rethink for Town Hall 19 then, how they release new troops. And for the current situation, they just need to get the things together and somehow release the new troop levels as quickly as possible. If this is going to take until June of 2026 to release all the new troop levels, this is going to be terrible. I mean, it's just so annoying. Because, and I know, now, get ready, all those Reddit and YouTube comment warriors, get ready for your comments because now it's time. I know that many people will say, iTzu, Clash of Clans is a strategy game. You should be able to play every strategy perfect, and always should be able to adapt. Yeah, not really. In reality, most players, including myself, we have favorite strategies. We have favorite troops we want to play. At the same time, we have troops we dislike, we do not like to play. And now we're getting forced into different strategies and have legend modifiers, which making this even tougher. And that's a big issue. That's a really terrible big issue. And this means release troops together, all together, and then people can upgrade whatever they want, go for their favorite troops, and can play their favorite strategies. Because if I'm not playing tournaments, and let's be honest, 99.99999% of the player base is not playing tournaments, you usually have one. Maybe if you're crazy, you have two strategies which you play, but that's it. Otherwise, it's not really like anything. For me, it's Warden Charges, and Warden Charges right now are playable, but if you want to compete at the highest ranks with Legend, with Meteor Golems, it's not really possible. So long story short, what I would change, first off, Supercell needs to get their shit together and just get all of the new levels out as quickly as possible for Town Hall 18. And the second thing is that we do not have the same issue again for future town levels. Release all those new levels for troops at the same time or as quickly as possible in general to not create the same situation as right now. Moving on though to the next thing, which is the modifier in Legends and the overall difficulty. On this one, and by the way, everything which I'm saying right now already I have passed on to Supercell weeks, sometimes even months ago, okay? So like, it's nothing new for them anymore, like what I'm sharing now with you guys. It is literally just so you guys are aware of what I'm thinking right now, and that you can share as well the feedback from you with me. So I can collect it, and if I see comments appearing multiple times, I can just pass it on and share the feedback with Supercell. But next step, the Legend modifiers. In my opinion, there's now two options. Option number one, and it's really depending on the numbers, and this data only Supercell can see. Option number one, the overall game, Town Hall 18 without any modifiers, is completely fine right now on the hit for the hit rate, which means not too many, not too little 3 stars. It is completely fine. If that's the case, make modifiers easier, because right now it is too hard. That's just how it is. In Legends, people are struggling. Some people are even quitting. It is really, really tough. So that's option number one. Option number two, if Town Hall 18 without any modifiers is too hard as well, then just nerf the defenses. With nerfing the defenses, this obviously impacting the modifiers as well. But those are, in my opinion, the two options what Supercell should go for. And those are the two things I would like to change, or like one of them, okay? Like not both, but like one of those two options. That's what I would like to see changed really close in the future, because it's like right now a waiting game of like waiting for something good to happen. But obviously with like the New Year break and things take a little bit longer, which is not the best for the players. Let's put it that way. Then, as well as the final point, which is the current base meta. And I think this is the only thing where I have a different opinion than maybe the big part of the community. I have no clue how many people, but I see it a lot of times in the comments. I really like the current meta, the current base meta. Why do I think so? First off, we had a really stale base meta for a long time. And now I feel like with this current evolvement of, first we had like only the core town hall with like all the rings around it. Now we have those more clever placed walled dead zones, let's put it that way, where you have multiple walls in one place because you want to deny the jump from the long shot. So those things are evolving right now, and it's finding something new to learn as a base builder. And I don't know, I mean, I know people are not making fun of it, of like, oh, you just have to put rings around and then just defense around you on the outside. If it would be too easy, it would be not that maybe like 5 or 10 base builders are pretty much producing all the bases in Legends. It would be different then. So it's not as easy as people make it look like or make it seem like. But overall, I just like the current base meta. That is something new and that's something fresh. But I can understand that it can feel frustrating with the difficulty of the Legend modifiers. But do not get those things mixed up. Those two different talking points or two different things in general. But that's pretty much it. And that's pretty much my entire opinion when it comes down to the current situation. Which means Town Hall 18, the mechanics which were added with the non-Town Hall defense, in my opinion, was great. The current base meta, I like it quite a bit. The current strategy variety, I think it will be great in the future when those new levels are coming in. But they need to happen quick. This is just, it's just a waiting game, as I said multiple times now. So variety right now is shit. I think in the future it will be great. And then the Legend modifiers, as I said, it's currently too hard and it needs to be made easier with either nerfing the defenses or nerfing the modifiers, depending on what the numbers say right now for Supercell. And those are the things. Let me know what you think about this entire topic, about the multiple topics which we talked about today. And again, sorry for waiting so long for the video, I guess. I have always video schedule. I have stuff right now happening in real life, so it's not as easy to upload them right away. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about everything. I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next one. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.